What's the next opportunity for younger people to get rich? It's digital capital. People say AI is the next big wave for wealth. And yes, it's a powerful industry, but it's highly competitive and often gatekept by corporations and researchers. I believe digital capital is much more accessible and has more potential in transforming wealth to individuals. In early 2000s, the big opportunity was digital information. That was the age of digital photos, YouTube videos, blog posts, Wikipedia articles, online sub-forums, pretty much information that was once physical becoming dematerialized and turning it digital. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Google rode that wave and made billions, and creators using those platforms benefited greatly. Unfortunately, digital information is saturated. Today, if you try to sell photos, videos, or offer digital services, you're not just entering a market, you're entering a battlefield. You're competing with millions of others offering the same thing, many with more followers, better production, and have a more marketable identity. Algorithms favor the already successful. Big creators, corporations, and agencies dominate the attention economy. The result? Most people burn out before they ever break through. The digital information wave has matured, and with it, the competition has become brutal. Since we've digitized information and we no longer need to buy the physical product, we can just download it or subscribe to it online. But what's left? Money. We're in the early stages of digitalizing capital itself, and this is even bigger than anything before. So what's digital capital? We are only beginning to move the very essence of value onto a digital platform, things like money, property, and ownership. And I'm not just talking about online banking, where you hold your money in your bank account. I'm talking about true digital ownership, where you actually hold the asset yourself and not let a third party hold it for you. Let me explain what I mean. Capital has always been the foundation of power. When you own a piece of capital, such as gold, stocks, bonds, or real estate, you have more influence, freedom, and security, because you own something valuable, which in turn makes you powerful. But it has always been slow, inflexible, and expensive to own. You needed access to banks, brokers, lawyers, and the right network, and yet, when you get access to land, gold, stocks, and real estate, for example, there are still many third parties involved in the process. That world is still controlled by gatekeepers. So you don't truly own those capital. You own it so long as you're paying those third parties some sort of fee, such as taxes and insurances. But Bitcoin, a digital asset, have broken that barrier. For the first time, anyone with an internet connection can own a piece of uncompromised, portable, and incorruptible capital. Not just information about money, but actual money, where you can send it from one person to another. In other words, Bitcoin removes the gatekeepers. You don't need anyone's permission to own it. It can't be stopped, reversed, or censored. All you need is an internet connection and a cold wallet. This is radically different from the traditional capital systems, because most digital capital today, bank apps, PayPal, are just IOUs. They are databases saying you should have money, but with Bitcoin, you own the actual digital asset, no third party involved. It is digital property verified by math, not trust. And here's the real deal. Every business depends on capital flow, whether a coffee shop, hairdressers, dentists, accountants, hospitals, or a global corporation. Without capital, nothing moves. No labor, no supply chains, no technology. Capital is like fuel. It keeps everything running: employees, machinery, goods, and services. If capital moves inefficiently, as it often does due to the debasement of fiat currencies, then businesses will slow down and fail. But by positioning yourself now, early in the infrastructure of digital capital, you're not just going with a trend, you're buying into the foundation of the future economy, right? By owning Bitcoin today, it's like buying land before a city is built on it. The idea is that we're building an economy that runs on digital native capital, and early adopters will benefit greatly. Think of it like this. Information was the oil of the 2000s. AI is the electricity of the 2020s. But digital capital is the land everything is built on. So information was the oil of 2020s. Just like oil fueled the industrial era in the 18,000s, data and internet powered the 2000s. So Google, Microsoft, Facebook fueled the information age. If you missed that, then AI is becoming the power source of this new digital economy. It's enhancing everything from productivity to decision making. Think of Nvidia with their GPUs and Tesla with their self-driving cars. They're using AI as the core brain behind machine learning. But with so much competition, it's a lot harder to get rich in this field compared to digital capital. Bitcoin is the base layer, the digital land where businesses, services, and innovation happens. Just like real estate matters in the physical world, owning a digital real estate will matter in the virtual world, and Bitcoin is exactly that. Bitcoin, being the only digital capital you need, flips the script. You're not fighting for clicks, clients, or attention like you would starting an online business using AI. Once you acquire Bitcoin as your digital capital, you're part of something much bigger, a monetary network that doesn't care about your race, status, followers, or background. There is no gatekeeper, no approval process. Every fractions of Bitcoin you hold puts you on the same team as millions of others aligned with a shared goal: to protect your wealth and let the hardest money ever invented grow in value. Bitcoin is the only digital asset where everyone wins together, not by outcompeting each other like you would with a digital product or services, but by holding the line. In a world built on division and scarcity, Bitcoin is cooperation through code. I'll conclude here. Bitcoin is digital real estate because we're entering an age where capital itself is going digital. Nvidia provided the intelligence, Tesla applies it into motion, but Bitcoin is the foundation. Unlike traditional capital, land, gold, real estate, or stocks, Bitcoin is pure capital in a digital form. It doesn't represent money because it is money, verified by math, not lawyers or governments. It's accessible 24/7. It can move anywhere in the world at the speed of light. It's incorruptible, permissionless, and completely portable without borders, banks, and middlemen. In a world where digital information drives the economy and AI runs the machines, Bitcoin is the base layer of trust and value. It's the first time humanity has separated money from the state and embodied it directly into code. Bitcoin is not just digital money. It is digital capital and the cleanest, most secured property you can ever own. The future isn't just about artificial intelligence or digital information, it's also about freedom, and Bitcoin is how we claim it. So, if you missed the internet, if you missed social media, and if you missed AI, you don't want to miss the digitalization of capital, and that is Bitcoin. If you learned something of value, I'd appreciate you leave a like and subscribe to my channel.